Not too bad. And you are?
Isaiah?
Isaiah. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Biniam.
Biniam.
You got it.
Yeah, well, how's the day been for you, work-wise?
Well, the day was really slow, actually. But then,
What is it, it's a Saturday? Really?
Yeah, I know. That's what. It was really dead during the day. But tonight, it totally made up for it. It got busy and it's
really?
been steady.
How long have you been working for today then?
So I started this morning around 10 o'clock.
Ooh, long shift.
Yeah.
Take a little break in between?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a few errands along the way and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, tonight downtown there was this, well, you probably heard of the Chinook Blast display that is down.
I actually have not. What is this?
So, it kind of showcases art, I think.
Gotcha.
This is more like digital art, though. It's kind of cool.
And it's on an outdoor display?
It's an outdoor display.
Oh, interesting.
It's all along Stevens Avenue downtown. There was.
How long is it lasting for?
I'm not sure.
Check it out.
You probably should even by tomorrow, maybe. I'm not sure how long it's going to be up for.
Yeah,
but it's magnificent, and there
a lot
were
of traffic, eh? A lot of people try coming for it.
hundreds of people, of people, families, kids. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. And I mean, it's worthwhile seeing. It's really quite beautiful.
For sure, I'll
It's
definitely
been up
check
for
it
a
out
couple of weeks now already, I think.
I live like 2 blocks away from that.
Oh, no way.
I'll definitely check it out.
Okay. Yeah. I think it'll be worth your while. But so that was going on, so that was kind of cool, and I think people are just feeling a little bit more at ease in going out.
Yeah, with the restrictions easing up a bit and just knowing where we're at. That's good. It's good for business economy.
Oh yeah.
People's mental health.
That too. Yeah.
So you just been primarily just doing Uber and stuff?
Uber's been my main gig for about a year now.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think, Isaiah, that I would enjoy it as much as I did.
I'm gonna be honest. I could tell by your elegance, the way you present. No, you do Uber differently. It seems like you're actually trying to enjoy this. You know,
I do.
Make it an experience.
Oh, do you take lots of Ubers?
Not lots, but I tend to talk to every single one. I like to understand where they're coming from.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But no, you definitely seem to take this to the next level, which is good. You know, it's good to love what you do. You know,
I agree.
Try to incorporate it in a healthy way, right?
So you've got some insights that I don't have access to, being that I don't take Ubers, so I don't know what the contrast is like. When you say I take Ubers to the next level, what do you mean?
Okay, well, first of all, the opening the door, waiting, I wasn't expecting any of that.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Added level of experience right there.
Okay.
That's very, it's very welcoming.
Yeah.
Music taste, very relaxing.
Okay.
Communicative, you know.
Yeah.
Seems very open.
Yeah.
You're obviously a good communicator in that sense.
Thank you.
You just seem genuinely like what you're doing, man. So.
Cool. Now, what is the common experience you usually have?
It's usually pretty 50-50, I'd say.
50-50, okay.
I'd say 50% of them are, like, I'd go in, it's usually someone that came here probably within like last 5 years.
Yeah.
And they can't really speak the best English, so it's kind of just like, it's more of like a business transaction. It's like, okay, like, I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm just going to A to B, right?
Sure.
Maybe a little small talk here and there.
Sure.
And then the other 50% are usually just like, you know, interesting folk, or they've been doing it for a while. And like, I just end up shooting the shit with them for a bit. And, like it's a pretty, I usually get a good story out of it or some sort of insight. And, I've had a lot of really cool Uber rides. Like,
that's awesome to
hear. I just talk to them and I'm like, oh, cool, I just learned about someone's life.
That's awesome. I would say you look for making a good investment on your time when you're with others.
Yeah, why not?
I agree.
You're there, might as well get all you can from that.
Question then. Because yours is a bit of a different mold from most that most don't think along these lines.
Okay.
Why are you on this track?
This track in what sense? What do you mean by that?
I mean, why do you have this keen interest in extending yourself? It takes investment of energy on your end to be able to understand someone else, their stories, even give a rip or a care, you know?
Yeah.
Most people would just kind of say, I'm not interested, so I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're intentional in your engagement.
Yeah.
Why, like, how did that evolve or develop in a way that it hasn't for most?
I would just say recently, or not recently, in the past like 3 years or so.
Sure.
I realized that I could learn a lot in life by listening more so than like talking, or by actually engaging with the outside world rather than thinking I know the whole world already.
Yep.
So by just keeping that open mind, that open perspective, and just man, I get some of the best advice from the weirdest spots.
I know, eh?
Things I never expect.
Yeah.
And just always keeping that fresh, open mind to things, and just knowing that like you never know what could happen in the next hour type of thing.
And that sounds good. I'm gonna press you a little more though.
Okay, keep it at it. Let's see.
Most would affirm and say, yeah, what you're saying makes sense, and they probably give the same words, but the execution is the part that usually is lacking. What was the catalyst that got you to actually saying, I'm actually going to hold my tongue more often so I can use my ears more often? What was the catalyst that got you to that point where you're like, okay, this is no longer just a platitude that sounds nice, but I'm actually going to be a practitioner? Exactly.
See, that's a tough thing, because let me do some reflecting here.
Yeah, for sure.
Just say something.
By the way, just a heads up.
Yeah.
You're on camera, of course, for my security purposes.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But it's evolving to the kind of conversation that I may be asking you for permission to share this conversation if you feel comfortable.
Oh, for sure, man.
And if you don't, that's totally cool. But I just want to give that heads up to say, hey, I like what this is, and I'd love to share with my followers for sure. But I just wanted to give that heads up. I usually give that only at the end where I'm like, I like this. But
okay, yeah.
But I like that you're being super thoughtful about it and saying, I need to weigh my words here, even without knowing. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna give that heads up there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm in my early 20s, right?
Yes.
So I moved out at an early age, like age 20. Made some reckless mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, just the whole entire youth part. Sure. And it really is just through trial and error.
Yeah.
And I would like to say luck. Like, luck has definitely just helped me a lot.
Yeah.
I've had friends that would give me a book, and one random day I'd read it, and I'm like, holy shit, like, this whole new perspective, right?
Yeah.
But then you're right. It's like, even though I'd have that knowledge, I wouldn't necessarily act upon it all the time.
Yeah.
But then that's when, I'd say the times when I was like at my lowest, like let's say I had a really bad week.
Yeah.
And like I just mentally couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
And I had to ask for advice, which is usually out of character for me to ask for advice. I'm very independent in that sense.
Yeah.
But when I did ask for advice and I got good feedback, that's when it like reapproved those thoughts. I was like, okay, it is good to just listen out what the world has to say.
Yeah.
Rather than just trying to figure out the whole world on my own.
Okay.
So it kind of just reinforced that idea of just like it's better to work with people rather than on my own.
Very cool. Now, feel free to keep pushing back with questions as well too. Otherwise, I'm going to keep asking all the questions, which I don't mind.
Okay.
But sometimes I get called up by my friends saying, "Hey, what would you?"
For sure. No, because I was actually interested too. Because well, now knowing that's required, I guess it makes some more sense too. But
what makes more sense?
Well, I don't know. Like, you obviously sound very thoughtful, very educated.
Thank you.
And I was just wondering, like, what is what's your main? I don't want to ask big questions like what's your big goal and stuff.
That's okay.
But like, what are you trying to get right now? Like, what is the thing you're currently chasing after? Or maybe not chasing, currently trying to achieve, or what skill are you trying to grow? Let me put that in that sense.
That's a good question there. What skill am I trying to grow? I think one of the gifts that I've had through my years that I've worked on intentionally and grown in is my ability to connect with people in meaningful ways. But it's a skill that I continue to hone. It's a skill, like, even though I have tremendous success in it, I'm never, like, I acknowledge the successes and I'm like, yeah, thank you for the recognition, and yet I keep on pursuing excellence as best as I can. And how do I understand my fellow human being, whoever, regardless of who they are, whatever background? I'm kind of like you, trying to understand what is it that makes others tick, and then also to do it in a way where, I mean, I feel, Isaiah, like I live life in this rich threshold. You know how there are some rich foods where you're like, wow, this is so good, but I feel like most of my experiences on a daily basis are of rich fare.
That is amazing. That's something not many people could say.
Yes, and so I feel rich that way. And
rich in spirit.
rich in my pursuit of what I'm saying is purpose for me in life. And so I'm able to fulfill that in a way that satisfies internally. And yet I also feel I'm at a point now where I'm also saying, how can I also share what I'm experiencing with others? How can I model what it looks like? How can I...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off here.
Carry on.
It's like, and I don't know if this actually even correlates, but it's like, I've had those times where I'm like feeling very enriched in life and everything. And it almost feels like you have a duty to like give it back to the world. And they're like try to at least interact with them. I don't know if that's what you're trying to get at.
I'm compelled along those lines. And I'm compelled especially because I see the vacancy or the vacuous nature of which I enjoy out there. And I live in a society where we have so many things that are looked after and taken care of, to the point that we are almost like ignorant, if not starving ourselves in the critical ways. So we have a whole bunch of things that are being looked after really well. Our healthcare is looked after, our safety, all these kind of things that infrastructurally are good. And yet I would say, in my experience, as I see outside, there's a lot of shells of people walking around
who are
not living the true potential, nor are they able to experience it. And I don't fault them for it. I'm just asking, where are the models that are being presented in a sea of consumption, media-wise and information-wise, that doesn't fit that mold, right? And so, for my little part, what can I do to share what I have for those with whom it resonates, and hopefully have the pleasure of seeing others find their freedom as they evolve and grow into something more that is aware of, in the internal abilities and where they're hoping to get to, and how to implement healthy thresholds of